What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Crypto Sherpa Show, where I read you those cryptocurrency news articles to keep you informed on what's going on. But happy Monday! Hope everyone had a great weekend. How can you not? Bitcoin literally touched like 122,000 yesterday. Ethereum was up 4,300. That bandwagon's going, and those are really the two biggest coins right there. All the other altcoins, they make their way, but Ethereum reaching 400 or 4,300. Is this alt season just around the corner? Well, if I were you, I'd be stocking up on some of those alts you may have in your portfolio, just because this could be the last chance before the pump actually hits. But I've been hearing around that some coins may not pump too, so you gotta be paying attention to as well as that. But no, great stuff happening. Like, yeah, here's that Bitcoin chart. We're currently at $120,000, and it was just a few hours ago we were at 122. That was like literally like 1% away from our all-time highs of 123. So, are we going to break all-time highs this week? I don't know. Maybe. Lots of great stuff still happening in the space. Like, there's not an article on this. I'll probably cover more tomorrow. But breaking: Jeff Bezos' space company Blue Origin to accept Bitcoin and crypto payments. I was like, would you spend your Bitcoin on this? Like, this is pretty huge. So for some of you billionaires in the Bitcoin space out there, would you spend your Bitcoin on a trip to space? I don't know. Some people like getting that experience, getting that perspective of like, what is it? Just the world is so like, it's so big yet so small, and then what can we do? Like we saw, who was it? The Tron guy, not Jack Muller. Who was the guy from Tron? I forgot, but Tron went up to space using Blue Origin. He had a great experience. So I don't know. Any of you rich guys out there, would you use this? Let me know. And what's up, Rhonda? Thank you for tuning in for the chat. What other stuff has been going on? Let's see. We have a fun fact. Harvard University holds more in Bitcoin ETFs than it holds in shares in Google. So just years ago, like what was it? I think it was 10 years ago, Harvard said like Bitcoin's more likely to be $100 than $100,000. And 10 years later, Harvard was kind of wrong on that point. But hey, it looks like they believe in it. They're holding more than Google shares now, so that's pretty cool. And then lastly, in the quick facts, looks like MicroStrategy buys another 155 Bitcoin for $18 million. This gets him one step closer to nearing 3% of the total Bitcoin supply with its latest purchase. So Bitcoin keeps getting gobbled up by the institutions and big whales out there, so get some while you still can. And if you need help, join the Crypto Club. We're here to help you get onboarded, show you how to do it rightly. We'll set you up with the crypto wallet so you can be in self-control of your crypto. And that way you're not leaving on exchanges out there. And then we'll set you up with a trusted exchange. You never want to use brand new ones or something you just heard offline. Like to verify, make sure they have a good track record. But that's what we would help you out with. So everyone's still collecting Bitcoin. You better too. Now, what's actually going on in the actual space right now? I saw this article that Bo Hines, the director of the White House Crypto Council, is stepping down. So I wonder who his replacement is going to be. And let's hear his thoughts on his time there. So Hines said he is leaving the crypto advisory group to rejoin the private sector, but will continue to support the cryptocurrency industry. Now, Bo Hines, the executive director of the U.S. President Donald Trump's White House Crypto Council, announced he is stepping down on Saturday. Hines, who was appointed by the president to lead the advisory group in December 2024, said that he is stepping down to rejoin the private sector and thanked the crypto community for its unwavering support, he wrote on Saturday. He said, serving in President Trump's administration and working alongside our brilliant AI and crypto czar, David Sachs, as executive director of the White House Crypto Council, it has been the honor of a lifetime. Together, we have positioned America the crypto capital of the world. And he said, I'm deeply grateful to the industry for its unwavering support. I love this community and all we've built together. As I return to the private sector, I look forward to continuing my support for the crypto ecosystem as it thrives here in the United States. And thank you, Bo Hines, for just everything you've done there in that time there. And I know we're just going to discuss who might be next. They say it might be Patrick Witt, but we'll continue with the article. But Bo Hines, thank you for everything you've done. And just keep doing what you're doing. Let's keep spreading Bitcoin and blockchain adoption just throughout the U.S. on our terms. Now, although a successor has not yet been named yet, independent crypto reporter Eleanor Terrett said that Hines Deputy Director Patrick Witt will likely be appointed in the position, but nothing's been named yet. Now, the White House Crypto Council published a comprehensive report proposing the regulatory action plan for digital assets in the U.S. in July. Now, although the advisory group has been instrumental in guiding policy efforts, critics say the council undelivered on the strategic Bitcoin reserve. Now here's a photo of the team. Bo Hines picked to the left. Where is he? Is this him right here? Yes. Of the picture of U.S. Donald Trump, who stands in the center following the publication of the advisory group's crypto report source. Now, Hines advocated for accumulation of Bitcoin through budget-neutral strategies. President Trump signed an executive order establishing a Bitcoin strategic reserve and a national crypto stockpile in January. However, the order limited how the government could acquire additional Bitcoin. Now, the executive order prohibits the federal government from selling any of the U.S. government's accumulated Bitcoin and directs the Treasury Department and the Commerce Department to find a budget-neutral strategy to accumulate more of the digital currency. Now, budget-neutral strategies mean that the only way the U.S. government can acquire new Bitcoin for the reserve is through asset seizure or ways that do not create additional burdens on the U.S. public budget. Now, in March, Hines suggested that the U.S. government should revalue its gold holdings, which is priced at $42.22 per troy ounce, while gold trades at about $3,400 per ounce on the spot market. Now, a portion of the revalued gold could then be converted to Bitcoin, increasing the size of the National Bitcoin Reserve without creating a budget expense. So I wonder how that's pulling along, because that would add more funds. And yeah, this was all Bo Hines' directive, like how can we add more Bitcoin to the U.S.'s portfolio without putting stringent like taxes or whatever on the public. Like, how can we do this with it? And that was a great option. So I really hope they do still progress with that and we get more news on it. But that is what's going on. So you're going to be hearing the news. Oh, Bo Hines is leaving. Don't get stirred up by maybe some FUD articles out there, which stands for fear, uncertainty, and doubt, where the anti-crypto people out there may try to spread like false hope out there. It's like, oh, why is Bo Hines leaving? Does he not believe in it? No, he's just going to go focus on the private sector, like what he was doing before he was on the advisory council. So don't let fun news articles steer you away from that. But that's what's going on in the White House there. But what else is happening? Looks like Trump media files to launch TruthSocial Bitcoin ETF, holding Bitcoin directly to mirror the price of performance. So let's hear about this. So let me zoom in a little bit so we can all read this together. Here we go. So the company confirmed that it has filed the first amendment to its registration statement, the Form S-1, with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. The proposed ETF trading under the ticker BT will hold Bitcoin directly and seek to mirror the cryptocurrency price performance. Now, if approved, the ETF shares will list on NYSE Arca, with Yorkville America Digital serving as sponsor. Now, Crypto.com will handle Bitcoin custody, prime execution, and liquidity provisions, and the final launch is contingent on the SEC declaring the registration effective and approving for separate Form 19B-4 filing. Now, this is a strategic expansion in the crypto finance. So the ETF initiative aligns with Trump media's broader push into fintech and digital assets, complementing its media and streaming platform. Now, the company has also hinted at Bitcoin treasury strategy as part of its long-term vision. Now, Trump media stressed that the project's success depends on regulatory clearance and market conditions, noting that forward-looking statements involve risk and uncertainties. And if approved, the TruthSocial Bitcoin ETF would join growing roster of U.S. spot Bitcoin ETFs, potentially giving retail and institutional investors a new avenue for Bitcoin exposure backed by a high-profile brand. So that's what Trump media is working on right now. So we'll see if we can get that to get pushed through. But yeah, so that's everything going on in the White House, Bitcoin news and whatnot. So media is trying to push for their spot Bitcoin ETF. Just depends on regulatory issues. And Bo Hines is stepping down, and we'll give you more word on who's going to be taking his place on the advisory council. So we'll stay close on top of the news to keep you informed. Now, what else is going on in the crypto space? Let's move on to Ethereum, because the total crypto market cap hits a new all-time high as Ethereum flips MasterCard. Nice. So the total crypto market capitalization has reached a new peak as the top two notch solids gain in early trading on Monday morning in Asia. So the total crypto capitalization is at an all-time high, $4.14 trillion, following a big gains by both Bitcoin and Ethereum during early trading in Asia on Monday morning. So this could be why we're seeing the price go up right now. But the move has eclipsed the previous market capitalization peak on July 23rd, and the total crypto capitalization has gained 22% since the beginning of the year. As around $750 billion has flowed into digital assets, the inflow is pretty close to $820 billion, and that represented the entire market cap during the bear market crash in November 2022. However, the entire crypto market is still worth less than one US corporation, Nvidia, which has a total capitalization of $4.45 trillion. Now is the most unclear timeline I've seen. The market is at all-time high, but no one knows what's next, said an analyst, Cyclop. Now, is this Ethereum's massive move? The big move has been driven by Ethereum, which has continued to rally, reaching $4,332 on Monday morning. This is the highest price ETH has seen since December of 2021. More than 3.5 years ago, it gained 46% over the past month as its rally continues, largely driven by institutional ETPs and corporate treasury accumulation. The asset also closed its largest weekly candle since November 2021. So it's been quite some time since we've been seeing ETH prices at this level. So this is pretty cool. And let's see if I can go to Ethereum's actually market price on CoinMarketCap. So here, let's take a look at the chart right here. So yeah, it's been like all-time high since like for 3 years. So let's see, this was 2024. So 2024, yeah, so this is where we're currently at right now. But the last all-time highs around like 4,300 was back in November. So we are right there with Ethereum's all-time highs, which is pretty crazy. Now, again, Ethereum treasury companies have now hovered up more than 3 million ETH, worth around $13 billion in just 4 months, according to SER. And which company was that? I think it was like a gaming one that just like acquired like $1 billion of ETH to put on their Ethereum treasury, not a Bitcoin, an Ethereum one. But as a result, ETH market cap has surged to $522 billion, which makes it larger than MasterCard and Netflix. And here is that tweet from CoinGecko saying that they did just flip those two companies. Now, Bitcoin has also alone done well today, surging 3.3% to top the $122,000 on Monday morning, bringing the asset to within $1,000 of a new all-time high. Now, Bitcoin has now erased all losses made earlier this month and is heading for a new price discovery. And again, we still have no alt season yet, but altcoins are not mirroring the momentum of the top two, with very little daily movement from XRP to Binance and Solana. We see Hyperliquid is the top performing higher cap altcoin today with a 5.6% gain to $46. Now, the derivative DEX token is now at just 7% away of its all-time high. And Athena was also having a good run with an 11% gain on the day, but the rest of the altcoins was mostly fat. Now, alt season could be close according to analysis. Bitcoin dominance is down 10% since its peak, and altcoin market shares inched just a little bit higher. Now let's go to crypto bubbles. Let's get a better look at the rest of the altcoins for the day. So here's what's going on at the 24-hour daily chart. So what coins have been pumping? It looks like Pump has pumped the most with a 19.6% gain. Lido is up 14%, and I think everything else beneath that would be under the 5% Reno. ENA that they mentioned in the article, Uni, Crow, they're all like 5% or beneath. But yeah, so Bitcoin and ETH have definitely been dominating the space so far with this little pump we had over the weekend. So again, analysts are thinking too that like alt season could just be around the corner. And again, this could be your last chance to top off your bags, lower your dollar cost average of what you had. And I know I'll probably got to do that sometime this week, hopefully before the pump. I know my little portfolio has definitely, most of those coins dipped either 50%, 90%. So I definitely would like to try to regain those. So I'm going to add to it, and hopefully those coins will pump during an alt season. But I'll be taking my chance on that, and that's going to be just like you guys, never giving financial advice for what I'm putting my money in. It's like, if you want to follow suit, go for it. I'm taking the chance on it. But again, when you invest, only invest what you're willing to lose. If you got bills to pay and everything else, families take care of them, and any little bit extra, then you can play with. Because when you're playing the crypto space, like, we don't know where the marks are going. It could be going up, but then you're finding it to pull some profit out before it dips again. So it's just like, do it at your risk, understand what you're getting into, do research, and again, it all depends on your risk to reward ratio. So definitely get a good understanding on that. But no, so Bitcoin and Ethereum are booming, and I can't wait to see where our price is going to be going next. But let's continue on with another article here revolving around Ethereum. I heard this on Ivan on Tech this morning, and I want just a little bit more news on it. But Ethereum coder detained as Turkey investigates a network exploitation. So what is going on? A man in Turkey, a coder in Turkey, is being detained right now. So let's see. So according to reports, an Argentine Ethereum developer known online as Fidesz Intern was detained in Izmir after Turkish authorities said he helped people misuse the Ethereum network. Now, he denies any wrongdoing and says his work is focused on building blockchain infrastructure. And then on August 11th, he told his followers on X that authorities had informed his lawyers of the allegation and that he planned to leave Turkey to fight the charge from abroad. Now, detention draws industry reaction. Based on the reports, the case stirred quick reactions across crypto circles. Ryan Sean Adams called the situation very troubling, and some community members pointed out that the irony that Istanbul had been discussed as a possible host city for DevCon 2026. Now, here is his tweet, the man that's being detained right now. I'm in Turkey, Izmir. They're telling my lawyer that I help people to misuse Ethereum, and I might have a charge. You can imagine what it means. It's obviously wrong. We are just infra builders. I can't say much because I don't have information, and I don't know if I will. Now, others, including Turkish commentator Senk, argue that there was zero legal basis for detaining someone on such vague claims, and the story has spread fast. Friends and colleagues are reportedly making calls on his behalf, so that's very nice. Now, the vague charge with view details. So according to Fede, the allegation centers only on the idea that he helped people misuse Ethereum, but no formal charge sheet or legal provisions had been made public. He later said that Turkey's Minister of Internal Affairs had mentioned the claim, but no further details were offered. Fede wrote that the piracy is not a crime and emphasized that he runs businesses in more than a dozen industries under a European holding company. Now, here was a tweet from Ryan Sean Adams in response to Fede's intern. Now, Ethereum developers being held in Turkey, Ethereum misuse being given to him as the reason still developing, very troubling. Wasn't Istanbul a proposed location for DevCon 2026? And that kind of makes you think, like, they may probably be switching locations if this is what people are be getting into. But he also said that he contacted top people from more than 10 countries and that the friends across Europe, the US, and the UAE, as well as Asia, were calling on his behalf. He reported being moved to a private room, served food, and the arrangements were being made for a private jet to take him to Europe within hours. But let's see what's going on with Turkey as they tighten their rules on crypto. So the timing of the detention comes as Turkish regulators tighten oversight of the digital asset sector. Now, since March, the Capital Markets Board has issued rules that force platforms to keep detailed transaction records and issued monthly statements out there. So wait, what was that? What did they change? So since March, the Capital Markets Board has issued rules that force platforms to keep detailed transaction records and issue monthly statements. So I guess this is just really saying that like the exchanges and platforms people use must be KYCs in their own government. And again, that is know your customer. They need to know what you're spending. He'll probably go against their anti-money laundering rules as well. So whatever they have there, but they are requiring it. So I guess they're probably getting after him because with centralized exchanges out there, those would require those. But if you're like a developer building in the DeFi space, there's no control in there. I think the US finally understood that like they can control some things, but when it comes to the DeFi world, they just have no control of it. It's public, it's peer-to-peer, there's no middleman involved into it, so there's really no records to be kept. What are they going to do? Keep records of a public address that the person traded on, the wallet address that was linked to the account? It's like there's no name or nothing linking to the person, so I really don't know how they would expect to get answers or whatever if they want to see the transactions. Let's go to the blockchain and go, well, here's your record of it. It's totally public, but again, there's no names. And I'm figuring they want to know, okay, who did this? Who exactly spent their money on this? Where do they get their money? So again, the rest of the world still needs to learn a little bit more about crypto, get some teams together to really understand what they can control. Centralized versus DeFi. Control the centralized side. That's what you can do. But DeFi, just leave it alone. Let it be its thing and give people the freedom to choose what side they want to use. But I guess that's what's really going on here. I'll keep you more informed on what's going on. Hopefully there's a tweet out there, so there's not another new article to cover, but hopefully there's a tweet just letting us know what goes on with this space. But let's take a quick break right now, do a quick commercial for you, and we will be right back after these messages.
Attention visionaries and pioneers, the future of wealth is here, and it's spelled Bitcoin, Bitcoin. Introducing the exclusive Loans for Bitcoin program at the Bitcoin Men Crypto Club, where your good credit unlocks 0% interest loans for up to 2 years, or term loans up to $250,000 spread over 7 to 12 years. Why wait? Use this capital to acquire the world's fastest appreciating asset, Bitcoin. With prices hovering around $94,000 and projections aiming much higher by the year's end, the time to act is now. Leverage isn't just for Wall Street anymore. Arbitrage the low cost of your loan against Bitcoin's explosive growth. It's smart finance for the modern investor. And privacy matters. Our no KYC Bitcoin purchase program ensures you buy and self-custody your assets in your own wallet. Your keys, your Bitcoin, your future. And as the world shifts to digital currencies, be ahead of the curve. Front-run corporations, governments, in this greatest financial revolution of our times. I'm Jay Bose, CEO of Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club. Call or text us today at 941-413-6920 and get started on that loan application. Secure your legacy. You will thank yourself tomorrow.
And we are back. This is drinking my incredibly sugary Starbucks beverage. Not my usual. I was feeling like I needed some sugary treat this morning. Usually when I come in here, I have 2 cups of our normal coffee, use our coffee machine, 2 creamers in there. That's it. Nothing else. But this bad boy, this will give you diabetes. It's like diabetes in a cup. It's a Trenta iced coffee with milk, 7 pumps white mocha, 4 pumps brown sugar, and light ice. So, hey, if any of you ever want to order the Sherpa a Starbucks beverage and send it to the club, that is my beverage. But let's continue on with the news. What else is going on? I know a lot of people out there, especially the XRP community, had received this Flare token, which was an airdrop for those who held XRP tokens. But people are coming to me and go, well, where can I hold this? I want it in my own self-custody wallet. And I'm still searching for those, and it's like going... I always like to try to get them to add it to a reputable wallet out there, maybe like a multi-coin one. Hopefully Exodus could hold it, but most of the time that's not the case. And then some of these coins out there do require to have their own wallet, which does come with some risk. Just again, always hold on to that seed phrase and private key. Most likely that's the seed phrase. Hold on to that seed phrase. So in case anything does happen to the wallet, all you got to do is just recover that seed phrase into a new wallet that can hold the token. But yeah, let's hear about this new wallet, though, that the Flare token just launched. So Flare launches Luminite wallet and expands reach into the DeFi space. So the Layer 1 blockchain can still be considered a newcomer to the crypto universe, and it continues to consistently expand. Now, Flare, the EVM-compatible interoperative chain, has unveiled its new product, a seedless wallet, along with some other upcoming plans. It is steadily increasing user engagement and evident by certain metrics. Okay, this one I'm getting a little bit worried on. Like, what do they mean by a seedless wallet? Like I just said, like, to keep this wallet safe, keep track of your seed phrase. But okay, let's see if I emphasize a little bit more on it. But the shiny new wallet. In a press release shared with Crypto Potato, Flare announced the launch of its seedless, non-custodial wallet, Luminite. Now, Turnkey's embedded wallet technology was used to create Luminite, which allows users to set up their wallet using familiar sign-in methods such as passkeys, biometrics, or email, without needing to write down and store a seed phrase. Now, funds can be added via built-in fiat on-ramp partners, including Topper, to purchase Flare, XRP, and other assets. And Luminite was built with one goal in mind: to bridge the gap between Web 2 and Web 3 users by removing complex barriers. To entry, we're enabling anyone from first-time users to seasoned crypto holders to access the full power of the Flare ecosystem. Now, this is about making DeFi approachable, not just for crypto natives, but for the next wave of users discovering blockchain through real utility, said Steve Chadwick, the co-founder of Luminite. Now, what did I just see here at this part? Let's see. Right here, the email part. You'll be able to set up your wallet with like passkeys, biometrics, or email. I do not like that email aspect of it, because usually, like, when you set up a crypto wallet and everything, you never have to provide any details or any information, especially an email. But then that can be a dead giveaway for helping you spot a scam or not. Because when you set up these wallets, like you will be getting phishing emails sent to your email address. And like, let's take Trezor and Exodus, for example. And say you get an email from Trezor or Exodus. Let's just use Exodus as an example. Take away Trezor because you have to pay the website, use your email there. Let's take Exodus, which is just a software wallet that you download. That's it. But you never need to provide an email, a name, phone number, social security. You provided nothing. So when you see an email claiming to be from Exodus wallet and they're saying, oh, your wallet is compromised, here, do these steps, you should automatically know that that's a scam because you never provided an email address. So I'm kind of questioning this wallet right here. If you need to set up an account with an email, no seed phrase, nothing. So I would say be cautious with this wallet, but let's continue on. So apart from onboarding, Luminite will also be a direct access point to Flare's growing portfolio of DeFi protocols. Patrons will be able to delegate the native token Flare to FTSO, the Flare Time Series Oracle data provider. And additionally, it will be possible to mint FXRP tokens, which is tokenized versions of XRP via FA assets. Now, non-smart contract asset bridges with full custody retained. Now, moreover, it will be possible to swap tokens within the wallet, bridge assets through the liquidity transport protocol Stargate, and engage in liquidity staking by minting S-Flare on Scepter, the protocol for staking, all within the wallet Luminite interface. Now, Flare has also unveiled plans to a future Learn and Earn program with Revolut, which will incentivize new users to explore the ecosystem through education and rewards based on engagement. Now, Flare so far. The blockchain recently celebrated 3 years since its launch on June 25th, 2022. Full operation started around 2 to 3 weeks following an observation mode, where the Flare Foundation ran all validators. Now, this phase lasted approximately 8 weeks, after which a token generation event took place. Now, during which 15% of the total Flare supply, 12 billion tokens, was released to the public via the Flare Improvement Proposal process. Now, the native token has been up for a majority of the year, marking considerable gains during July, and the blockchain itself has locked in over $150 million in DeFi's volume, according to data taken at the time of printing from DeFi Llama. So that coin has been around for 3 years now, and looks like now they have their own wallet. But again, it's treat it with caution. If you want to use it, go for it. Like, my little tip I would say is don't hold all of it on there. Like, test it out for a little bit. Maybe just do, I'm not sure what Flare's price is. Hold 10 tokens. Just hold a small amount of the wallet and then just get a feel for it. Like, see if like, oh, it's good. Hold it for a long time. If it's still around for a year, then I would say, okay, move your tokens over. Not just a year. If it's been 2 years and like nothing's happened to that wallet, then I would say, okay, maybe you could keep all those tokens on there. But since it's brand new, treat it with caution, because again, we don't know the bugs behind it, any vulnerabilities. So treat this wallet with caution. It's okay to download it, play around with it, learn about it, get a feel for it, see what it looks like. So that way you may learn what other wallets may look like in the future using the same tech. But I wouldn't do this as a full trusting wallet to hold all your crypto in. That's just my thoughts on that. But that's the news going with Flare Network. Now, what altcoin news we have for you? Looks like Pudgy Penguins and their plushies saved them from bankruptcy. That's right. So this NFT crypto token project with actual physical toys saved it from bankruptcy. But from a 6-month runway in 2022 to a projected $50 million in 2025, the revenue for Pudgy Penguins beat the NFT crash with a risky bet on toys. So let's hear about this. So just about 3 years ago, non-fungible token brand Pudgy Penguins was nearing bankruptcy. Now it's projected to end the year with $50 million in revenue. The CEO and owner, Luca Schnetzler, better known as Luca Nets, built a fortune through Instagram before breaking into the toy industry. In the blockchain world, he was among the largest Pudgy Penguin holders, but like many in the community, he wasn't happy with the collection's price performance. In April 2022, the project was at an all-time low. He decided to strike, acquiring parent firm Igloo for $2.5 million in Ether. But soon, Nets had some hard choices to make. The Terra collapse in May of 2022 sparked a prolonged bear market. NFT assets tanked in value, threatening to turn Nets' acquisition into a failure. But in a recent interview with Cointelegraph, Nets explained his thinking at the time. He was thinking that this company is going to run out of money in 6 months. If I don't start making real money, and it's clear that I'm not going to make any Web3 money, physical products were the only thing I knew how to do. So that's what he was thinking. But Nets expanded his NFT business into the physical toy industry to extend the runway. Initially, it was just enough to pay the bill, but it has scaled into a multi-million-dollar cash cow now. And meanwhile, a physical collectibles craze is spilling over into the digital assets, setting collections like Pudgy Penguins up for the next surge in NFTs. Now here's a price chart. Pudgy Penguins thrived through the bear market as its floor price climbed from under 1 ETH to over 15 ETH today. So it's been growing. But Pudgy Penguins is Nets' next Instagram hit amid NFT struggles. Nets has told his story countless times. His family struggled to find stability during his childhood. He moved frequently, which made high school frustrating and eventually pushed him to seek opportunities outside of school. According to Nets, he made his first million at the age of 18 through a drop shipping business on Shopify, selling jewelry, and he promoted through Instagram fan pages of popular hip-hop artists. He went on to become the chief marketing officer of Gel Blaster, a toy gun that shoots water gel pellets sold in big boxes such as Walmart. That was a big toy back in the day, I remember. Still is. And then when NFT revenues and the larger blockchain ecosystem spiraled, Nets relied on his consumer products background to expand Pudgy Penguins into a physical toy brand. Now here is Nets announced in May 24 that the Pudgy Penguins sold its millionth toy in a year. So nice. Now at the time, it was just enough to keep the company afloat on the financial side, but it was also growing into a broader cultural brand. Toys are higher revenue but low profit margin businesses. Today, we make millions of dollars selling toys, but we scaled into it, Nets said. He said at the time we needed to pay the bill and sustain the company without having to either shut down or ask the community for money. Now, most cryptocurrency projects build communities on social media platforms familiar to the industry, such as X and Discord and Telegram or Instagram, a platform known for visuals. It is often deprioritized by crypto projects, and to Nets, this didn't make any sense. Pudgy Penguins is on the typical crypto social channels as well, but Nets has placed a greater focus on Instagram than most other projects. And then he said, when I go to Walmart or Target, they don't care about the big crypto numbers like NFT, market cap, price, or volume. He said, the thing that really moved the needle with traditional brands in terms of getting big box distribution is social media. Now, as of Monday, Pudgy Penguins had 1.9 million followers on Instagram and 728,100 on X. Now, look at this. He makes me want some ramen. Wish there was some good ramen places here in Florida. But Pudgy Penguin shines as collectibles breathe life into NFTs. It has a social media brand and a toy land, but its core, Pudgy Penguins, is an NFT project. The NFT market has been declared dead by multiple media outlets on several occasions. According to DappRadar, and NFT trading volume continued to fall even after its supposed death to under $1 billion in the second quarter of 2025. Here's a chart showing the NFT trading volume of sales back in 2024, all the way down. We have 15, dropped down to under $1 billion. Now, Bored Ape Yacht Club, for example, captured the backing of global celebrities and public figures during the peak as it rose to a peak floor price of 153 ETH in May of 2022, days before the terror crash happened, and the collection has fallen to only 13.44 ETH floor price now. CryptoPunks is today's top NFT collection when measured by market cap, with a floor price of 52.97 ETH. It all reached an all-time high of 125 ETH on August 29, 2021, then reached 124 on October 18th of that year, just weeks before the FTX fiasco. So we've seen like many of these NFT projects start like collapsing at the start of either Celsius or FTX, and that's when its last all-time highs hit, and then all the news of people saying NFTs are dead started happening. But recently, excitement for NFTs is climbing back with collections like CryptoPunks and Moobirds recording sales and trading spikes. This comes along with the rise in collectibles popularity. Online resale platform eBay, and in its quarter 2 earnings call, reported a 6% revenue bump to $2.7 billion, attributing its success to a rising interest in collectibles such as Pokemon cards. Now, Pokemon is hot right now. You can buy a Pokemon card 1 week, and then 2 weeks later, it's worth double. It's insane, Nets said. And he said, that's a good signal to me that people are starting to kind of explore in collectibles again. When physical collectibles do well, digital collectibles follow. So that's a good thing to pay attention to. See how the physical collections are doing. Are people into it? Are they getting back on it? And if so, it will trickle down to the digital collectibles as well. But the Labubu frenzy has similarly caught the world by storm. These cute and creepy creatures have become collectible fashion accessories made special with mystery packaging, blind boxes to entice repeat purchases. One rare Labubu was reportedly sold for $10,500 on eBay. Crazy. Some of these collectibles are like, really? But some people like collecting it and they will put a price on it. But digital collectibles are following. Courtyard and blockchain platform where users can access tokenized physical collectibles is among the top NFT projects this year. It includes vending machine features where users can purchase booster packs such as Pokemon and sports cards for its random draws and have a chance to hit gold, much like Labubu's mystery boxes. Now, out of the last 4 years, this is the most promising, Neth said, about the NFT market momentum. My take is when retail comes in, there's nothing more fun in crypto than minting and collecting NFTs. I'll always believe that, he said. Now, Pudgy Penguins wants to be crypto's mascot beyond NFTs. Pudgy Penguins intends to become the mascot for crypto. It launched a Solana-based meme coin Pengu in December 2024 and distributed via a $1.5 billion airdrop. Now, its token cratered in price in the first weeks after launch, but has since recovered. Now, backed by momentum from the greater Pudgy Penguin brands, NFTs, and even exchange-traded funds application by Canary, Net sees Pudgy Penguins expanding as a franchise throughout the crypto ecosystem. Now, Arquez Penguins, Net said, drawing inspiration from the founder, a biographical film based on Ray Kroc of McDonald's, while describing a future with Pudgy Penguins assets in ETFs and treasury companies. Now, the NFT market is still far from its 21 peak, and past bursts of enthusiasm has faded. Meanwhile, digital collectibles with physical counterparts are rising as one of the few segments showing consistent growth in an otherwise stagnant NFT market. Now, the Pudgy Penguins toy line and social reach have kept the brand alive, where most NFT projects have faded, but the market it grew from is still fragile. Now, for Nets, the bet is that building a cultural brand will outlast the blockchain cycles that nearly killed it, and that ended up working out in our favor because while everything else was blowing up and projects in crypto were taking their communities for millions, we built the brand the right way when nobody else was doing it, Nets said. So he definitely did. So the NFT space is definitely growing again. Like there's getting more words, more news about it. And again, we're seeing people collecting a lot more. So again, the NFT space may not be actually dead and maybe seeing a revival very, very soon. And again, like this isn't the only NFT news I have for you. We even have this world's first in-club art gallery launches with works by Beeple, Mad Dogs, and Jones. So we actually have a club that's going to be live showcasing an actual art gallery that's going to be going 24/7, I think, and is basically the art is NFTs. So NFTs are coming back, but let's hear about this story. So Ibiza, the Night League, and W1 Curates have launched a permanent art gallery inside a nightclub featuring digital and physical works. So the world's top-ranked nightclub has opened what its owners say is the first permanent art gallery inside a club, now as part of an effort to blend nightlife with digital art. It said, Ibiza, named the world's best club by DJ Mag for 4 consecutive years, unveiled the gallery this summer along with Ibiza-based nightlife group, the Night League, and London digital art collective W1 Curates. Now, the exhibition mixes digital and physical works, interactive installations, and custom-built display technology. From cinematic design to surreal architecture and cyberpunk storytelling, the gallery presents a curated selection of today's most influential digital artists, the organizers said in a statement. Now, the Ibiza digital art installation is part of a broader push to bring digital and NFT art into physical venues. Bright Moments opened an NFT gallery in Venice, California in 2021, and Web3 NYC gallery followed in 2022 with a Genius NFT exhibition in New York. Now, the space opens with a mural by British graffiti artist Mr. Sens at the club's entrance. Visitors can scan the mural with the W1 Curate smartphone app to reveal an augmented reality animation inside. Works include 2 sculptures by British graphic designer and album cover artist Kid 8, known for collaborations with Gucci Mane, Fabulosos, 2 Chainz, and French Montana, and a 6-foot green gummy bear by American street artist Wiz B. Other featured artists include Annabelle Scanolfi, Ash Thorpe, Beeple, Mad Dog Jones, 6N5, and Shiro. The lineup will rotate every 2 weeks during the summer, and W1 Curates designed the main gallery space to adapt artist color palette using large-scale projections and immersive lighting. The gallery launch will include talks by W1 Curates, Seed Phrase, Farouk, president and co-founder of Decrypt's parent company, Dastan, and Bitcoin historian and artist Smash Toshi, as well as artist Trevor Jones, followed by DJ Set in the Wild Corner. Now, the exhibition features cutting-edge digital artists alongside additional physical works, encouraging guests to explore, pause, and connect the art beyond the dance floor and the organizations. So this NFT art gallery inside a nightclub is pretty cool. Like, you get the phone, their phone app, you scan, and then you, instead of just seeing that one image on the board, you scan, and then you see this image start actually being digitized. Like, maybe it's like moving, maybe it's coming out at you. So it's definitely a new way to experience art. And so this is pretty cool. So again, NFTs are coming back around the corner. We're getting more news about it. It was like, a couple weeks ago, Snoop Dogg sold another NFT collection that sold out instantaneously. So people are collecting again. And yeah, so as alt season and other cryptos keep rising, I'm sure this space will get trickled down to as well. But that is it for the news I have for you. Thank you everyone for tuning in today. Our Fear and Greed Index at CoinMarketCap is at 59 right now. We are just 1 point away from being back to greedy, or for the people feeling greedy in the space. And again, this chart's always great to look at for like, just if you're concerned like where the market could be heading, you're seeing all this news. Well, when people are greedy, it's a good time. You may want to tread cautiously because the market could be due for a correction. But when we are in a fearful territory, that's when you want to buy, because people are like lost hope. But that's the time you want to buy when there's blood in the streets. So this is why I always like keeping track of this. And again, Bitcoin's currently at 119, 120. We're hovering there. Ethereum's at 4,300. XRP sitting at $3.20, and BNB 800. But yeah, so crypto market space is looking pretty good for the start of this week, and I can't wait to see what else takes place. But thank you again, everybody, for tuning in. I will be back tomorrow with more crypto news. So everyone have an awesome Monday, and I'll see you tomorrow.
In a world where your data is constantly under attack, one company stands for your digital freedom. Introducing Calyx Solutions, your gateway to ultimate online privacy and secure cryptocurrency trading. Meet the Liberty Laptop. With its modified OS and advanced tracking prevention, it's your shield against surveillance. Access restricted areas, use recommended security software, and browse with confidence. Your digital footprint? Virtually non-existent. For the crypto pros, we present the Crypto Laptop. Pre-configured on premium hardware for secure trading. Optimized for your favorite wallets and exchanges, it's the fortress your digital assets deserve. Both laptops come with expert individual training and support. You're never alone in your journey to digital empowerment. At Calyx Solutions, we put you in control. No more worrying about data breaches or compromised transactions. Ready to join the revolution? Visit calyxsolutions.io and choose your perfect laptop today. Plus, become an affiliate and earn while sharing the power of digital freedom. Calyx Solutions. Unlock your digital freedom. Give us a call or text at 702-845-8276 or visit us directly at calyxsolutions.io.